Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Flex Friday. Every morning when you wake up as thrivers, you start your day with gratitude. If you're not, you need to. I always write down 3 to 5 things that happened in the last 24 hours. That way you have to dig down deep because anybody can say, I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for food. But dig down a little bit deeper. I'm grateful for the fact that when I was freezing last night with 104 fever, that I'm okay and I had a blanket to cover up with. It's different things to be grateful for. Write down some goals that you're grateful and passionate for. Make them a little bit hard, but not too hard where you're definitely not going to hit them. But make them to where you're going to push yourself. I write down my I ams. You've seen Lisa's gratitude journal. You've seen the self-care journals. I got the reflect journal. I'm sorry, the recharge journal. This one I love doing because it's got a place for my goals, my to-dos, what I'm excited about, what I'm stressed about, how I spent my time, what I consumed, my energy level, what recharged me. And I just love that. It keeps me extremely grateful because I come from a background of both abuse and addiction. Sorry. Rachel, how do you write your gratitude in the morning?
Sorry, I had an issue unmuting there. I usually, to be honest, I don't have like a journal or I've tried so many of those prompts journals and it's like, well, I don't know. So what I started doing is I just write down, I do my gratitude every single day, of course, and I do my I am statements. And then I kind of just write down like whatever's on my mind. If there's crap that I need to get out, I put it down on paper, I'll burn it, I'll throw it away, things like that. I guess for my mornings, it's kind of like a reset of the day. And so I just want to get all the negative out, destroy it, and focus on the positive. So that's kind of what I do with my mornings.
That is awesome. You definitely want to get all the negative out. That way, when you're feeling positive and you're feeling happy, you can bring positivity and happiness to the social media world. Because you know, as well as I know, there's going to be somebody, the first thing they do, they're going to grab their phone, they're going to start reading the news things because they don't see anything positive and their day is going to be miserable. So we decided to talk about month end with a new month coming, a holiday, and feeling stuck. The summer months, everybody's like, it's slow, it's this, it's that. When you say that and when you feel that, are you tuning into your teammates? I simply say this because June 30th, I'm sick as anything. I can't barely move. My fever is 104, and I'm $1,000 away from my 12K re-rank, 6 hours in new volume away that I needed for the 400. And I pretty much gave up because I just passed out. My daughter calls me, Star Marie. You all know her. She is my upline. She calls me. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? I'm like, I just don't, I can't do it. I can't. She goes, you need to go look at your tracker. 9 o'clock at night, I'm looking at my tracker. The 6 hours is there, and I'm like 100 and some, 200 and some dollars away. So we all came together with my mom, and she actually placed an order, but it's like a three-way order because it's her stuff, my stuff, and Star stuff. And then I had my new volume, but I was $65 away. I reached out to my regular customers that get something every month, and I said, look, I'm $65 away from hitting my goal this month. Is there anything you might need? And 2 people placed an order. So not only was I able to get the new volume, I was able to re-rank a little bit before 11 p.m. on June the 30th. You keep planting those seeds and they will come about. They will flourish. If you go to your team and you ask for help, they can get you unstuck. And as far I know, we're going to have a thing from Lavelle, gosh only knows what it's going to be for the 4th of July, but you don't need anything from them to run a special now. You're giving a free box of shakes. For those who's been here a while, you know the second box of shakes is really a newer thing. It wasn't here in 2019. You only got one box of shakes with your 4-week experience. You have 20% off. With an auto ship, they can pause, change, whatever they need to do. So the thing about it is, what are you actually doing to keep it going? Are you going to your teammates for help? It doesn't need to be your upline or your downline. You can work with your side sisters too. I was able to help my third level down with getting her re-ranked because I offered a free DFT if somebody got the $400 kit, and somebody ordered for her last minute because of teamwork. She never thought about coming and asking. What do you do, Rachel?
What I do, so when I feel like I'm stuck, usually what I do is I look at kind of where I'm slacking because I'm obviously not doing something if I'm feeling like I'm stuck, because we're always doing something, like you said, planting seeds, this, that, whatever. So I like to, even if it's personal development, I mean, if I go a day without like, listening to my positivity stuff and, doing all that fun stuff, then I'm like depressed, like for real. And so, maybe it's just a mindset thing. Maybe you just got to get your mindset back, because I know that's a huge thing for me. Um, I'm coming off of June. I did not re-rank, um, which is fine because hey, it happens, right? I was close, couldn't get it, but whatever. I'm talking to so many more people now since I started, just like, I just was like, F it, like I'm doing this and there's nothing stopping me. I don't care what it is. I don't care what I'm going through. Um, this is it. I'm doing this. So whatever, it's a new month, clean slate. And I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because honestly, like, I'm talking to people I never thought I'd be talking to. I'm, you know, it's just, I'm making connections, even with people in my area from Facebook. And it's awesome. I mean, that's what, we're here to impact others. And if we're always thinking about, I need to hit that next rank, I need to get that next order, it's, it's not going to happen that way. Our business is set up so that we help others help ourselves, basically. Um, I don't know. I used to go to AA a lot, and it was always, um, you go because you hear stories of people from their rock bottom, from where they're struggling, and it reminds you of where you were. I'm like about to cry. I'm an emotional mess. But it reminds you of where you were when you were there at that point in time. And it's like, what would I always think, and I try with my kids too, even, what would I want people to do for me? What would I want people to say to me? And that's kind of, I guess, what I do is I reach out and, I just start making friends. I just start talking to people. I see something on their timeline or their story, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is super cool. And just build connections, because I know eventually those connections, they're going to see how amazing I'm feeling and what I'm doing. And it's just going to turn around, and they're going to start feeling amazing. They're going to start doing what I'm doing. Like, I don't know. It's pay it forward. Pay it forward. That's what I always try to do, or have been trying to do.
And a lot of people I've been hearing from every which direction. I don't know what to post about. I actually asked this question, and where do I get my content? And everybody's like, well, what is content? Really? You're posting about your everyday life. And like Brittany was saying earlier. She got her hair done yesterday. She's going to change her outfit today and take a bunch of pictures, and she's going to have them for the whole month. I don't know if you saw her get up with her blind, but she's wearing this cute little mini dress and she looks banging right now. And she's going to take a bunch of pictures, and that's going to give her content with photographs for like a whole month or more, depending upon how many times you want to change. And I've done that. I've done that quite often. These pictures you'll see on my Facebook now, I'm not going to take one where I'm like covered in sweat and look all pale. And thank gosh for our skincare line, because one of the treatments for heat exhaustion is taking alcohol and rubbing it all over your face and neck. Oh, it dries out the skin. So those pictures I've had that I've taken before, they've worked out quite a bit. Okay, feeling stuck. Rachel asked me last night if we could talk about that because she's been hearing about that a lot. Rachel, you want to say some of what exactly you're hearing? Because new month and everything, this is going to be a big issue.
Oh yeah. Well, in July, everybody's busy in July, you know. Even Steffi G said, you know, this is going to be like the first holiday that some people even get to see their families, you know, since the pandemic started and everything. So people are going to be busy especially this weekend. Whatever you're doing, whether you're sitting at home, grilling, going and doing something super fancy, crazy, post it on your story, on your Facebook, everything. Like, show people your life. Nobody has a boring life. I'm just going to throw that out there. Unless you sit on your chair all day, every day, you don't have a boring life. You have something going on. You know, take pictures of your animals, your kids. Sometimes I'll even just like throw on a little bit of makeup and go out in my backyard and just be like, yeah, I'm doing things. And I'm really like just hanging out in my backyard. But I've just been hearing a lot of people say like I'm being ghosted, or you know, what do I do when you know, people say that they just can't do it right now. And I know it's so frustrating to hear. Trust me, I mean, everybody hears it every day, you know. Just I don't remember who it was, but I think a few people have said this, like, go looking for that next no. If you go looking for a no, you're gonna get a yes. And like, I know even people will like be like, I want to get 100 no's today or whatever. I don't know if that's like an outrageous number, but like, you know, set a goal for something like that. And if people don't answer you, especially this weekend, follow up, like follow up Friday or follow up next week and be like, hey, how was your fourth? Mine was super fun. Like, what did you do? Just find things that you can do to, you know, build those connections, build that trust. Um, Another thing too is if you feel like you're stuck and you're like, F it, I'm done for the next few days. People who actually follow you, who actually are watching you, they're going to think, oh, no, you're, you know, obviously not that into this. This obviously doesn't work like you say it does because you just disappeared. And you're going to come back in a few days and be like, oh, I'm feeling so amazing. And they're going to be like, yeah, okay. And you're starting over by gaining that trust again. And one thing my parents always told me when I was growing up, it's super easy to lose trust and it's the hardest thing to gain it back. And I tell my kids that too, which I always said I never would, but I do. But yeah, and now I lost my train of thought. Oh my God. I don't know. I can't remember what I was gonna say, but
Going for that next no and staying
yeah,
consistent.
Staying consistent. Like I said, we're building trust with people, and like even though I didn't re-rank last month, even though like I got some pretty terrible news from my doctor yesterday, which hopefully will be okay. I moped around for a couple hours yesterday after I got the phone call. And then I was like, you know what? Why am I moping? I'm alive right now. I'm living. I'm going to live every moment of my life like it's my last, because we honestly don't know if, you know, when that calling's coming and when we're headed out of here. And I don't want to ever look back at my life and be like, damn it, I wish I would have just done this. And I've thought that so much about so many things, especially in my 20s. I'm at my birthday's on Tuesday, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost 40. But to be honest, like, I'm living a better life in my 30s than I ever did in my 20s. I would never in a million years want to go back to my 20s. No way. Like, right now, I am living my best life. All of my friends are like, oh my God, like, who are you? Who are you? And my mom, my dad, like, people are just shocked because I decided that I'm not letting life control me anymore. I'm controlling my own life. And you can sit and mope about nobody's responding to me, nobody's commenting on my stuff. People are watching. You guys, I put a post on yesterday about that I just needed prayers, and that was it. And I have so many comments on there from people that I haven't even talked to that are like, you got it, girl. Like, I'm praying for you. Like, people are watching you. Do interactive posts. I did one that was just like, put what you last ate without all the vowels and we'll get. This was over a week ago. People are still commenting on it. Like, people are watching. Whether you see it, whether you don't, they're watching, and they are going to eventually be like, heck yeah, I want your life. As long as you're positive, and you can even spin negative things. Yep, I got some terrible news, but you know what? I still feel better than I did 10 years ago, and I'm still going to push forward, and I'm still living my best life, no matter what. Turn those negatives into a positive. In our team chat the other day, somebody asked, like, I got all this stuff going on. What, how can I spin this so that I'm not like super negative? And one thing that I learned from Megan Holcomb is we don't sell a magic pill. We don't sell a magic system. We have a system that helps us do better and feel better. And before we were on these 3 steps, if we would have gone through this, it would have been horrible, horrible, horrible. And now it's not great, but it's better than it was before. Just tell your story. You don't even have to bring up Thrive. You can just say, oh, a year ago today, if I would have been going through this, I would have given up. And people are going to be like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, you have to be kind of like a little secretive, like, you know what I mean? And just keep going, because if you stop, you're starting over. I think Lisa Fuller is the one who said it takes like 90 days. So your efforts from 90 days ago is what is going to be it coming right now. So if you quit right now, you're starting over. You have a whole nother 90 days. So just keep going, keep pushing, no matter what it is. Just keep going.
I love all of that. I love you, girl. Your strength is just amazing.
Thank you.
And I just love you. And she's right.
I love
I
you.
mean, we had this, I don't know who here was actually at the Thrive Palooza, but there was this girl on stage. I can't remember her name offhand, but she was followed up with over 20 times before she said yes. It's proven facts that it takes 7 to 13, I think it was, is what the statistics are, of follow-ups before a person would even think about trying it. And where Rachel said, set yourself a goal for no. Let me just tell you, that's not somebody ghosting you. First of all, life shows up. How many messages did you not answer before you were a promoter? That everything was just busy and you just had no time to go in your phone and answer that message. Life happens to everybody. So stop thinking you're being ghosted. Get your finger out of your ass, whatever. You're not being ghosted. Life shows up. And like Rachel also said, attraction marketing, pretty much. Be secretive. You can look at my page from March of 2019 when I first started. I look like a billboard for Thrive. Thrive, 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 thrive. My daughter came to me several times and said, Mom, you need to stop looking like a damn commercial. And that's all I did. I looked like a big spammy commercial. And it took me a lot of learning because I thought I had it all down because I was the face-to-face salesman. I could sell mattresses. I could sell ice to an Eskimo face-to-face. But this whole social network marketing thing was totally new and it's totally different. So I had to learn. But if you give up on yourself 5 minutes before the miracle, you're not going to get anywhere. It took me 14 months to hit 4K. Does that mean it's going to take you that long? Heck no. What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Just stay consistent. Keep adding people to your network. Now, I know you've all heard, add 200 people to your network every day. I can't do that. I'm old. I have I have addiction and mental health issues, and I have a lot going on, and I just can't keep track of that many people all at once. I only add like 5 to 10 people to my network between 2 days. And that way I can keep up with introducing myself. Who else here other than me will have plenty of people comment on a non-Thrive post, but if you post something about Thrive, that even a roundabout way, it's no comments. It happens, but they're watching. I don't know if you need to say anything, Nicole Galaxy, but your hand is up. Did you want to say something? Oh, that's not. She's driving. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Must have been an accident. I just didn't want you to think I was missing you. Okay. I think that was actually my computer. So now I feel like an idiot. Sorry about that, guys. So just because you might not have ranked the end of last month, just because you're worried about it being the summer, people are going on vacations, people are doing this and people are doing that, or you are going on vacation, or you got this plan, you got that plan. Get yourself together a bunch of pictures when you have time, have your content, and post every single day in your stories, on your page, Facebook, Instagram, however you do it. You have to post every single day. You have to add at least one person to your network every single day. And I guarantee you, within 60 to 90 days, you're going to start seeing those people that you're adding today wanting to know, hey, what's that drink you're drinking? It looks really good. Or, hey, how do you have the energy to do all that? Or, hey, you just turned 48 and you feel like you're in your early 20s. How? People are going to ask you the questions. And this is the main important thing that I found out on the end of this month. If you feel like something's not going the way you want it to go, reach out and ask somebody for help. Ask somebody for help. Kelly, is your hand raised or is that my computer again?
It's raised.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
All right. I have to say this because I'm proud of myself for doing it. Yesterday, when my DFTs came, I actually talked to the UPS guy. And he's coming back on the 6th, and I'm giving him my card. Because I've been wanting to say something to him, and he said that he has anxiety this year. and he has to do something about it. So never be afraid to put yourself out there, especially in person, because you never know what somebody needs. And that's all I got to say.
I'm very proud of you for that. And yes, face to face is amazing. Always have a business card. Always carry a sample in your purse. Always wear your DFT when you're going out and about, somewhere where it can be seen, like on your wrist, or if you're wearing cute little shorts or a dress, put it on your calf muscle. People are going to be like, what's that? Is that a tattoo? And they're going to wonder what it is. And they're going to ask. I mean, I've had people ask me because I'll be dancing around the grocery store and they're like, why are you? Because I'm in a great mood. That's why. But if something makes you feel like you can't, anything, I don't care if it's a plant dies and, oh, that's a bad omen for my business, I'm not going to get anywhere. Or you have trouble figuring out what to be grateful for, or you have trouble figuring out what to post. It doesn't mean anything. You need to just go to somebody that's going to uplift you. Go talk to somebody. When I did that, everything changed. As far as that, I would talk to your child's doctor. My son's 11 and he takes one capsule, half a shake, and wears a DFT, regular DFT. It depends on the pediatrician, I guess, or even better, your opinion. Rachel, what else you got for us?
I was just gonna say my oldest son takes one women's capsule, which so he's 13 and he's like, I didn't want anything women, but whatever. He takes one women's capsule and a shake, and he is on the autism spectrum. And I know we're not supposed to make medical claims, and I'm not, but it has definitely helped like regulate his like craziness. So just throwing that out there. But yeah, I don't know. I think that we covered a lot. I'm trying to think if, I don't know. That was just a lot of information. This has been a really, really awesome Zoom.
Right. Very important thing for the beginning of any month. Write down your goals.
Yes.
You can pretty much find a blank goal thing in any team page. What's your rank going to be for the month? What's your PPA for July going to be? What's your PV personal volume goal going to be? How many customers are you going to help thrive for free? How many new business partners are you going to help? How many Zooms are you going to show up to? That's another thing. Don't show up to every single Zoom and then not implement what you're learning. I've done that before and I've had dozens upon dozens of notebooks. Why ain't I moving? Because I wasn't implementing crap. How many trials are you going to send out? What's your personal business goal for the month? Make them to where they're going to be challenging for you, but don't make them ridiculous. If you've never hit 4K, don't say, I'm going to be 200K by the end of July. I would love it if you did, but you got to have a big network already behind you, because a lot of people that do hit that rank or higher ranks faster, they're coming in with a network of people. They've done this before. This is something new. People who swap, they, like I said, they have that bigger network. If you are, your goal can be, I am going to VIP 800 every week. Simple as that. VIP 800 every week. 2 new customers, 2 new promoters. Make it bi-weekly if you're just starting and you're scrambling what you're going to do. Every other week, I'm going to VIP 800. You'll be surprised at how quickly you can do that. Oh, that's what I want to do. Getting back to the Go for Now. I was talking about that and I totally swirled, and I apologize. When you make yourself a Go for No goal, which I've done this, I'm going to get 20 no's this today. And that means the exact word, no. That doesn't mean them ghosting you. That doesn't mean them saying, no, not right now, or I'm busy. That's not a no. A no is the N-O. Nobody here is going to get 20 no's in one day. I guarantee it. If you go for no, you're not going to get that many no's. And so many people, a no is not right now anyway. I fought my daughter on this for months before I finally tried it, because I've tried everything, been there, done that. And a lot of people, believe it or not, this world is miserable if they're not thriving. So they're waiting for you to fall on your face. They're waiting for you to not show up so they can say, oh, they were right, you were wrong. But then you can prove them wrong by staying consistent. Every single day, stay consistent. Like, what is it, Blase? Am I saying that right? If I'm killing your name, I'm sorry. She just had foot surgery and she's still posting on her page and in her stories. Kimberly, myself, I've been sick, she's sick. We're still posting. I had food poisoning a couple weeks ago. I missed the Zoom that I was supposed to do. Never had food poisoning in my life. I would not wish that on my worst enemy, but I still stayed in my stories at the very least and posted when I was not in the trash can. But I did stay with my stories. And it's just amazing because each and every single one of you are worth the goals that you set for yourself. You just need to believe in yourself, and the battle's halfway done. Stay positive and believe in yourself. Got anything else, Rachel? This has been so good. I think we might actually end up leaving early on Friday.
I know. It's only been a half an hour, and I feel like we've gone over like everything ever. But yeah, just like you said, like just I know we always hear the stupid word, but stay consistent and it's gonna pay off. Another thing that when you were talking about like the no's, if somebody says no or not right now or whatever to me, what I say is, okay, no worries. Whenever you're ready to start, let me know. I'll be here. And like that is something that people is kind of like, oh, like you didn't just push me and push me and push me, like you accepted my answer, but we're like, by the way, I'm always going to be here. Because that's one thing too that I like to put in my posts is, you know, I'm never going back. This is my new life, and it always will be. And the more you say that, the more you show that, people are going to start believing you. Because like people think any MLM is just this pyramid scheme. And we all know that our company is not that way. We have an amazing compensation plan. Like we are above all these other MLMs. But people they don't see that because they're not in it. They just see what we are saying. They just see another person trying to sell another product that probably doesn't work. So like you said, Shannon, you're proving them right if you just stop. And they're going to say, yep, see, they're all wishy-washy about it. And again, you're starting over with building that trust. And it's so hard to build trust, especially nowadays. Nobody trusts anybody. So yeah, just stay consistent. That's like, it's so stupid that it seems so simple, but like, and I know it's not, because we do have life that happens. And if you do have life and say you do need to take a step back from social media, tell your fans that, your followers, say, hey, you guys, I just need you to know I'm going to be stepping back for a couple days. And I know it's like, it feels weird to do because it's like when I did that one time where I was like, oh, I'm going to be off social media for a couple days. And I'm like, who cares? Like, who cares if I'm off social media? but people do. And like I said, you're going to keep that trust if you're just like, hey, I'm just having a rough time right now and need to take a break, rather than just being gone. So yeah, I guess that's all I had to add.
I saw in the chat, we need customers like every legit biz. Pyramids just need business partners. Julie Ann Andrew Adventures, I'm sorry. Julie Ann Adventures Olson put that in the chat. And
Nice.
I've had so many people message me. I don't know if it's my age group or whatever. Oh, is that just a pyramid scheme? No, because a pyramid scheme is where you're giving me money for a product that doesn't exist in the promise of getting money in return. My product exists, everybody. I have 3 individual steps that you're going to get. So it's definitely not a pyramid. And if you hear somebody say MLM, guess what? Any store anywhere is an MLM. You have the janitor, like for example, grocery store, the cashier, the customer service, the assistant manager, the manager, and it just keeps going up and up and up. So any multi-level marketing can be anything at all. Okay, so I think we pretty much covered everything we said we were going to. I talk fast. I gave a lot of information. So we actually
I talk fast too.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions before I call Star in to read Brave? You can unmute and ask.
I have a real quick question.
Okay.
This will have to be on another Zoom, but how do you post for like a month ahead?
I
I
will get with you later. I got your messenger. I'm going to introduce you to Trello.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Trello is amazing, and it actually is free. So it keeps me, I got each day of the week, and I keep it all listed up.
So I
okay.
I used to use Trello as well. I may be dabbling back into it, but right now I'll be doing the Zoom on the 7th, and I'm actually going to be talking about planning out the month versus like week by week type thing. So
Awesome.
Yeah, so maybe Mom, you can hop on there with me and you can explain Trello, and I can explain how I do it, which is through a notebook. I'm a pen and paper kind of gal. That's just how I work better.
Star, the date for that Zoom was the 7th?
I'm sorry?
Okay.
Yes,
It is the 7th. Okay, I'm going to circle that on my calendar because I want to hear this.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody else have any questions?
So I see somebody in the chat. I don't mean to come in here and take over your Zoom, but
Talk, baby, talk.
Most people I've talked to so far automatically start with, I can't afford this, and I'm having a hard time around that. So it always depends on how you address them first, like in the first place. So like, hold on, let me step outside. I'm in a house full of 5,000 children, just 8, but it feels like 5,000. So it all depends on how you approach them to begin with. So what I do, I don't talk about price, even if they ask me what it is, even if they say, I'm having a hard time with finances right now, I don't know if I can afford this. I'm like, hey, not a problem. Why don't you tell me what kind of struggles that you are facing right now, what kind of goals you have, the struggles that you have that you think that Thrive could potentially help you with. They tell me that. I'm like, okay, perfect. I have a few things in mind that would work best for you. But do me a favor. Why don't you tell me an amount that you feel comfortable with investing into yourself for these struggles and your goals? And I see Brittany's cheesing self over there because I got the idea from her and Tiffany, actually. And then, so I take that number if they give me one. Sometimes they don't. But if they give me one, I take that number and I make these pictures that show them exactly what it is. It gives them a brief description of the products, and then the retail price, and then their price. That includes, like, if maybe I'm going to send them like a $15 credit or whatever it be. And we call them the good, the better, and the best options. And they can choose from that. Now, if they say, well, I don't know an amount, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. If they say, I don't know an amount, I'm like, hey, no worries. Why don't we go ahead and get you started on a 3 or 6 day trial? I have those, right now for $20, $40, whatever it be. And then when you do fall in love with the product, I will go ahead and give you this money back in credits to place towards your first order. And typically they say yes. If they say no at that point, I mean, you can always reach out to your sponsor. Me personally, I'm like, okay, not a problem, darling. Listen, when you feel that you are truly ready for this, just know that I am here and I'm ready to help you every step of the way. And they stay on my potential list. I stay following up. I stay active on their page. I stay showing them love, but I don't really mention Thrive until maybe if I see something like a week or two later, they're posting about something that they're struggling with. And I reach out to them like, hey, I seen your post. You know, I just wanted to let you know I'm still here for you, cheering you on, so on and so forth. Be a friend, be a human, do what you can. But, you know, at the end of the day, they have to want it for themselves.
That's the best part about this business. When you truly wake up in the morning and say, who can I help today? That's when you're actually going to be able to help somebody. Don't think of each person as a dollar amount. Think of them as a person.
They are
And
a person.
right. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to a 9-to-5 job to where you're working for somebody else's dreams. This is your business. You want to keep those people happy because referrals are amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And talking about keeping people happy, I just had a talk with one of the girls on my team. I'm like, when's the last time you sent out thank you cards? And she said, oh, I haven't. Like, well, get you a freaking thing of cards. And listen, guys, I get it. When I first started this journey, I didn't freaking have barely a penny to my name. Like, word up, I couldn't afford a pack of thank you cards, even from the Dollar Tree. Why? Because the dollar that I had needed to be for a loaf of bread for my kids to eat. Okay. So what do? What do you do in that situation? You grab yourself a notepad. You have to have a notepad around somewhere. Everybody does. Grab a piece of computer paper and write just a little handwritten note. Hey, I wanted to thank you for trusting me with this Thrive experience. I'm so excited for you. And then just slip in a DFT, you know, just a little extra DFT or something that you have. Just slip it in there, slap a stamp on it, and boom. You know, you gotta love on your people. Also, somebody mentioned in the chat, Jennifer Elkins said, I say I can teach you how to get your product for free. Yes, that is something that I mentioned too. I'm always like, listen, you know, it'll just be this, you know, for this month, and then we can work on getting you thriving for free for next month. I also mentioned that. So good point there for a good idea for pointing that out.
Can I add one thing?
Yes, please.
No, you're not allowed.
I'm cut off. So with that, when people say like, oh, I can't afford it, this, that, I will also throw in like, well, I can help you, you know, like you, everything you said. And then when you get to the point about thriving free, I also like to add in, and I can help you make a little extra money too, if you'd like. Just kind of a way to slide in that opportunity. And 9 out of 10 times, the first time I say it, they're like, oh, I don't think so. But now you got them thinking. And now you're talking to them in chat. So they're going to be probably, and you're hopefully interacting with them. So they're going to see your post. And when they see your post about Payday Tuesday and, you know, everything that you're doing with your business, their wheels are spinning. Just because they say no doesn't mean it's a no forever. It's just
Planted that seed.
No. Yep. And their wheels and their gears are turning in their head. And I mean, they're gonna come back. I mean, they will. Because our company is amazing and our products work. And that's all there is to it.
And about the thank you cards, if you're like me and you are a forgetful person, I have alarms set in my phone. They go off every day, 3 times a day, reminding me I can do this, telling me like, it's okay, refocus. And then at the end of the night, you did great. I also have them to where they go off on a monthly basis. Hey, did you send out your thank you cards? You can do it in so many ways. So it's so easy these days with cell phone, a laptop, a tablet, a computer to keep yourself organized. I'm a
Can I
very
jump in for a sec,
disorganized
Shannon?
person. Huh?
Can I jump in for a sec?
Sure.
And guys, if you cannot afford stamps or even the Dollar Tree or Dollarama gift thank you cards, there is a website that makes free gift cards that it is free to email them. If you are techie and are like me, and yes, I forget a crap ton of crap, but here's the thing, I know that I have that website on my email. I can shoot them all out from that website and my email. There's a virtual way too.
Awesome.
And not just that, you have every single customer's email address in your back office. If you are
Yep.
not emailing your people at least once a month with thank yous or promos or anything like that, you need to be. That is my number one resource. Yes, they get not always, but most of the time they get the company's emails, but maybe those emails go to spam so they didn't see that Mother's Day promo. Maybe those emails get lost because, let's be honest, how many emails do you get in a day from not junk, but junk? I get about 500 emails a day of ads. But when my mom emails me, or my sister, or my best friend, or somebody that I at least know their name, I at least open it and read it. So my customers know my name. So if I email them the same freaking email I just got from Lavelle, they're more likely to open it and order because Brittany sent it, not Lavelle.
Guys, I just
Thank you, Melanie.
I just put the website I use in the chat, and you can download them to your computer and go through your cloud office and you go through your email. It's super easy, and there's cute ones, there's flashy ones. Hope it helps.
Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go ahead and have Star read Brave, but before that, if you have never won on a morning Zoom, drop me, and when Star's done reading Brave, Rachel's going to pick a winner. Thank you for joining us today. Go ahead, Star.
91, right? Yeah,
I'm looking.
think
Hold
so.
on.
I looked and I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, I'm
Hold
pretty
on.
sure.
Give me just a second. Opening the file now. We need to pick a new book if it is 91. It is 91.
Countdown.
It is 91. Okay.
It
I had
is,
it
and
marked
we
right.
need to get a new book.
Thought you got 100 days apiece.
Is that what you want me to order?
Sure.
All right, I'm ordering it now.
And then send me the link and I'll order one too.
All right, got it. Star, I'll send you the link too. It's on sale for like $3 right now.
Okay. All right, guys. Day 91, your neighborhood. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. And that's Mark chapter 12, verse 31 in the NIV version. Jesus said the second greatest commandment outside of loving God was to love your neighbors. So here's my question. What if Jesus really meant to love the people you live around? We can absolutely take this verse to mean all other people, like your neighbors overseas, our neighbors in the checkout line, and so on and so forth. But friend, you've got actual neighbors, actual souls all around you who need hope and need to know that hope is found in Jesus. So who are these neighbors? They're moms at the gym. They're people at your school. When you walk out your front door, if you make a 30-degree circle, they're those people. Do you know them? Who they are? Or, wow, I can't read today. Who are they? What do they do for a living, and how you are serving them and caring about them? My dad lives out the belief that you should be concerned for the people nearest to you. One of my dad's best childhood friends raised 3 boys virtually alone. Every so often, my dad would take the boys out to eat or take us to hang out with them and play on the playground. Dad has done accounting work for families, even when they couldn't afford the help or weren't able to pay him, though we did get some fresh garden produce at a time or two as payment. I'm so sorry, guys. Dad met with a friend of mine when she lost her job and didn't know what to do about her lack of income. Did I mention my dad is super smart and everyone wants his advice? Dad serves our local community with his time, money, and wisdom. It would be easier to worry just about our family. Trust me, we give him plenty to worry about. Instead, he cares for lots of families and does whatever he can to help them. It would be easier to worry just about his own company, but he chooses to care about others and their livelihoods. Marietta, Georgia is better because my mom and dad live there. How is your neighborhood different because you live in it? You can be brave enough to see those people around you rather than just passing by. You can be brave enough to serve them and love them, and God will use you, friend. You will be living out your mission as a light in this dark world. She highlights in this day, you can be brave enough to see those people around you rather than just passing by. And then the brave challenge is introduce yourself to a neighbor you don't already know. Make a new friend with someone who lives near you.
Brittany in the chat, what's the new book?
100 Days of Peace.
And Star, thank you very much for reading Brave. And I'm sorry, Rachel, you want to go ahead and pick a winner, honey?
Yes, I hate picking winners because I always feel bad for everybody else. But I'm gonna go with Anna Chu, and I hope I said that right.
Anna, if you want to go ahead and message Brittany Hyder after this, she will get with you on what you choose and get it out to you. And thank you, everybody. And it's a little bit before 8, so we are still getting off early. Thank you for joining us all. See you Monday. And yeah, it's been good. Thank you, Brittany.
Always.